Richard Saylor with the coin toss. One of our Live Like Jack sponsors. And the question I have for you now is, are you ready? Angeles League football action continues, and it's time for CIF Southern Section Football live right here on the Live Like Jack channel. Hello, everybody. I'm Fred Salas, and I'm the president of the Live Like Jack Foundation. We're glad you're tuning in for this big game between two solid football programs. We are at the Pit on the campus of St. Paul High School. The Paraclete Spirits coming to tonight's game, coming off a tough overtime loss from a week ago against St. Francis, and are now 6-1 on the season, and more importantly, 1-1 in the Angeles League. The Spirits are led by their third-year head coach, John Perez, and he's got his team optimistic and ready to win on the road. We caught up with Coach Perez to get his thoughts on tonight's matchup.
Coach Perez, talk about your attitude. Obviously, playoff implications tonight. How important is this game to your team?
Oh, man, every game leading forward, it always has a little extra meaning to it when you're in league. So this one's a big one, you know. You go out here and you get this win, you set yourself up for, to be in a good spot. So,
keys to tonight's game?
Oh, man, we got to play disciplined, aggressive, and really just do our jobs and execute on offense.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
The Swordsmen come in tonight's game having faced some tough competition this season. Their record stands at 3-4 overall. They're coming off a loss to Loyola last week, where they found it very difficult to get their offense going. However, they too are 1-1 in the Angeles League, and they know tonight's game has heavy implications on whether or not they will see any postseason action. The Swordsmen are led by first-year head coach Mike Machete, who's no stranger to winning, having led us as a player, the La Mirada Matadors, to a CIF championship, and they're coming back and winning another one for his alma mater as their head coach. He knows how to get a team fired up, and they are ready tonight. Here's his thoughts on tonight's big game.
Coach, this is a big game tonight. It has playoff implications. How important was the practices this week, and what's the team's attitude coming into tonight?
Great attitude, great week of practice. We got to get the ball in our skill players' hands this week. Last week, I was really conservative, trying to establish the run game. This team's big, physical, and fast and athletic, so we got to take some shots, get the ball downfield into our skill players. The bottom line is we got to play physical on defense. We got to take our shots offensively, and our skill guys got to make plays.
Offense have been struggling, especially last week against Loyola. What adjustments did you make for this tonight's game?
Like I said, we really worked on our pass game this week, pass protection. This team's really good. They're going to challenge us and play a lot of man coverage. So we've preached it. We've talked about it all week. We got to win 50-50 balls, and we're going to be one-on-one on the outside, and guys got to step up and make plays and run by these guys.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for coming out.
Well, the Swordsmen won the toss, deferred the kick, and it sailed into the end zone. So they'll get the ball to start the second half. And we start with the offense. Tyler Souls is a quarterback. Kai Brown will be coming out of the backfield tonight. Adrian Jones, Booth, Solis, and Green are the wideouts. And these wide receivers have been electric this season. And right away, Souls' first pass is a connection with Eric Green, and Eric Green has had an outstanding season, and that's good for a 19-yard gain on first down. From the 39, Souls out of the shotgun, four wide receivers. Kai Brown, the running back. And that'll be good for a couple. Souls comes into tonight's game with 1,495 yards passing. He's eclipsed 1,500 with that first 19-yard pass completion. 99 on 164 attempts, 14 touchdowns to go along with 8 interceptions. Spotted on the 42. It's 2nd down and 8. And Souls looking to the sidelines. Meanwhile, Kai Brown, 506 yards on the ground, a 5-yard average. And he has scored 4 touchdowns. Souls going deep. This is what they do, the passing game. And that'll fall incomplete. Fans don't like the fact that the wide out on that play grabbed the defender. And no harm and no foul. Pass was intended for Adrian Jones. And Ty Bowers was defended on the play. Brown, the lone setback, now switches to the left side of Souls. Eric Green now in the backfield as well. Brown needs 8. He's going to get out to the 45, maybe the 46. Bring up a 4th down and 3, and we'll see what the Spirits elect to do. And they're 6-1, so they're going to leave their offense on the field. The defense for the Swordsmen this season have been outstanding. It's their offense that has struggled. We will see, as this is the first big test of the night. 4th and 3 for Paraclete. And John Perez barking in the signals. Kai Brown in the backfield. And Souls looking to pass. There's the pressure, and he will go down. So the Swordsmen get the sack, and they're going to get the ball in ideal field position. Number 99, Aquarius Moore, with the tackle. And for the Spirits, that turns out to be an expensive decision. And we'll see if the St. Paul offense can improve from their effort a week ago. They managed a touchdown and a field goal in Los Angeles against the Loyola Cubs. However, they got ideal field position for the field goal after an interception, got them into the red zone on the return, and then they recovered a fumble also inside the red zone, and they were able to strike quickly and get a touchdown. And a 2-point conversion was good. Dylan Arroyo has got his uniform on. He was sick a week ago. He has checked into the game, and it's Castaneda who is the quarterback. And it appeared he was going to roll out, but I believe there was some early movement. And a procedure penalty, says Lance Rosencrantz, our referee, our umpire tonight. Longtime man Joe Lloyd. All these are CIF Southern Section sanctioned officials, all outstanding men at their job. Dan Kaminsky is the head linesman. Joel Kerban is the line judge, and the back judge is James Grace. Swinging gate formation. Haven't seen that this season. Gabe Castaneda with Melendez in the backfield. Pitch to Melendez and another whistle. So St. Paul has not executed on 2 consecutive plays. And again, back-to-back penalties, not the way to start off this game and back them up after having ideal field position. They had the ball on the 38. Now it's backed up to the 48. 1st down and 20. 10 minutes, 45 seconds. Clock moving here in the first quarter. Ryan Lemus, the man in motion. Castaneda rolling out. Hits Lemus, and Lemus gets some of that back. That'll be a gain of about 9 as he's forced out of bounds inside the 40. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. Give him 8 on the reception. And you heard Coach Machete talking about the passing execution at practice this week. Castaneda coming in against the Vikings of Downey. for the senior who went down with a leg injury, Andrew Moshart. And Castaneda, the young sophomore, having some big shoes to fill. Play action, looking over the middle, now throwing deep. He's got his man. That pass is caught. Touchdown. Jacob Ramos with the big 6 and a 40-yard strike for Gabriel Castaneda. His 3rd touchdown of the season. Abraham Navalta out of the hold of Zepeda will attempt the extra point. And the kick is good. So good news for the Swordsmen. After a dismal effort offensively last week, they come out on their opening drive, a gift as far as field position was concerned. And they strike first, and they strike fast. 9:53 left in the first quarter. Glad you be with us. You're watching Angeles League football and CIF Southern Section football live right here on the Live Like Jack channel. We invite you to click and subscribe. We will be live every week. And if you're new to this channel, click and subscribe. We're going to bring you the best high school football action through the balance of the 2023 season. Back deep is Jalen Wilson. Pooch kick, fumbled football, and it looks like, we'll wait for a signal, but it looked like it was recovered by the Swordsmen, and they come up with it. Anthony Salcido, the junior middle linebacker, comes up with a loose football, and the Swordsmen right back in business. Ideal field position at the 41-yard line. I have yet to see Abraham Navalta kick it deep. Of course, it's a strategy on special teams, and sometimes it pays off. Melendez, the deep back. Arroyo, the man in motion. Play action. Castaneda with time, looking for Arroyo, and Arroyo's got the grab, and he's down inside the 5. So the Swordsmen have come out with lightning. And Dylan Arroyo, after being out last week, makes his 17th reception of the season, and it's a big one. And that'll do a lot for the young sophomore's confidence. Gabriel Castaneda, I can't help but say, was my son Jack's schoolmate at Murphy Ranch. And on 1st and goal from the 2. Inside handoff. Nothing there. Devon Garner-Egan's the ball carrier. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. Well, they gave him a yard and marked it down at the 1. In fact, they certainly missed Dylan Arroyo a week ago as he was ill, unable to suit up for the game against Loyola. And right off the bat, paying dividends. He's in tight on the left side. Again, Garner-Egan straight ahead. Is he in? Waiting for a signal. Touchdown, Swordsman. And just like that, it's 13-0. And shock and silence on the Paraclete sidelines. Abraham Navalta to make it a 14-point lead, and he does just that. That kick is good with 8:33 left in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, the Swordsmen won the toss, deferred, kicked it off. And it was the Paraclete Spirits who went for it on 4th and 3, and the defense rose to the occasion, and there was nowhere to go as they were able to sack Tyler Souls, who has really had an outstanding season this year. The numbers tell the story. Souls, 99 out of 164 coming into the game, 1,495 yards, and rushing the ball, 49 carries and 284 yards. And Souls also with 14 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He's going to have an opportunity to go back to work right here as the pooch kick is fair caught. Savon Gentle, the sophomore, wisely calling fair catch. And they'll start off with good field position on the 34-yard line. So they are down right now by 14 as they take the offense for just their second time in this first quarter. .8:33 left in the first. I want to thank all you fans in Lancaster who couldn't make the trek over to Santa Fe Springs. I hope you're enjoying this one. Well, hopefully you will be. If the Spirits can get on the board. Here's Souls looking, firing deep. He's got a man, and that's what they've done all season long. Dylan Booth, the sophomore, with a great reception, and now in striking distance in Swordsman territory. And Booth, that's his 11th catch of the season. He's averaging 23 yards a catch, and you can see why, and he leads all the receivers with 4 touchdowns this year. Spotted on the 33, it's 1st and 10. And this is Brown. And that'll be good for a couple.
Second and 9.
So even though the Spirits find themselves down by 2 touchdowns, you've seen on 2 plays by Souls, he can get it down the field pretty quickly. Brown is in the backfield. Green is the man in motion, trips to the right, and a whistle. And early movement by the Spirits will back them up 5. Second down and 14. Lance Rosencrans, our referee, says wind the clock. We're approaching 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Glad you could be with us. I'm Fred Salas. I'm the president of the Live Like Jack Foundation. My question for you is, are you an organ donor? We certainly hope so. Souls out of the shotgun looking. He's got some protection, and now he is dropped down at the 35-yard line. And once again, the man who made the sack earlier in this quarter, Aquarius Moore, in hot pursuit. That'll be good for a 2-yard gain for Souls. And that was his 50th carry on the season for positive yards. Now 296 on the season. He averages 6. And that brings up a 3rd down and 12. And rest assured, if they don't pick it up here, they'll be going for it on 4th down. And right now, some confusion and a sideline warning. Says Lance Rosencrans, our referee, wants a Swordsman to back up. Brown in the backfield, trips to the right, Green in the slot on the right-hand side. Souls looking, quick strike. That pass is complete. And picking up big yards is the man who made the big catch moments ago, and he's all the way down inside the 5, and that's once again Dylan Booth, the sophomore. So on 3rd and 12, with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, they able to get a big chunk of yards and get in scoring position. Keep an eye on number 18, Dylan Booth. He's split to the left side now. Brown is a setback. On 1st and goal from the 2, they give it to Brown, trying to bounce it to the outside. And he may have got a yard. Isaiah Solis trips to the right side. He's on the way outside and on the keeper. Souls trying to get into the end zone. Is he in? No signal yet. Touchdown, Spirits, and they are on the board. Some great plays by Souls on that drive, connecting with Dylan Booth on 2 occasions. First to get it into Swordsman territory for big yardage, and then that big chunk of yards to get it down inside the 5. And Richard Diaz, the senior kicker, on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Isaiah Solis. And it's good, and it's 14-7 with 5 minutes, 7 seconds left. Click and subscribe. Live Like Jack Foundation. Glad you could be with us tonight. I mentioned this Angeles League matchup, the Swordsmen coming in and with a 1-1 record. They're 3-4 overall. And on that drive, you can see why the Spirits are 6-1 on the season. And more importantly, 1-1 in the Angeles League. And again, playoff implications with this big game tonight. If you're just joining us, the Swordsmen able to take over on downs on Paraclete's opening drive. A very short field. Gabe Castaneda able to hook up for a touchdown on a long pass of 40 yards. And then a connection after the botched kickoff by Paraclete. Swordsman got ideal field position. A hookup with Arroyo got him down to the 1. And then they were able to punch it into the end zone to take a 14-0 lead. And just moments ago, you saw on the keeper, Tyler Souls, get it into the end zone. And that's where we're at, 14-7. Now, if you live in Lancaster, spread the word. Tell your fans this game is on live right now on YouTube on the Live Like Jack Foundation YouTube channel. Zapata from the 10. Finds a seam, and there he goes. One man to beat, it's the kicker. Stays on his feet and gets St. Paul down inside the 35-yard line. Penalty marker down. We'll see if this one's going to come back. Thrown at about the 40-yard line. And we may have a hold, but that was an electric special teams play for the Swordsmen. And a hold against St. Paul. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. The flag was thrown at the 40, so very likely they will put it at the 30-yard line. Wow, this is going to be expensive. So the hold was at the 30-yard line. And the Swordsmen will start from their own 20 with 4:56 left in the first quarter. And here comes the offense. Christian Melendez coming out of the backfield. Garner Egan's in the backfield. And a lot of movement by the Swordsmen this season. On offense, we'll see if it pays dividends. As Gabe Castaneda at quarterback, rolling out. Near side, looking, and then lets it fly and throws it away.
Castaneda rolls right.
Some maturity
Pass is incomplete.
on the side of the young sophomore.
That'll make it second down and 10 from the 20.
And I'm asked all the time, what is the Live Like Jack Foundation all about? And my question is, are you an organ donor? If the answer is yes, that's what it's all about. What is the Live Like Jack Foundation all about? Are you an organ donor? No, I'm not. That's what the Live Like Jack Foundation is all about. Our mission is to encourage as many people as possible to become registered organ donors. Check the box or go to livelikejackfoundation.org and register. Castaneda on second down. Rolling out, under pressure, eludes the pressure, throws it upfield, and that pass is caught by Lemus. And he caught it what appears to be shy of the 30-yard line. And that will bring up a third down, and we'll call it 2.
Third down and 2.
Melendez finds a seam, and Melendez rips off big yards and gets into Paraclete territory. A 23-yard scamper for Christian Melendez, and that's what he does best. In between the tackles, and he found a big hole, and he gets it down to the Paraclete 49. And nothing on that play. Back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe. Garner Egan's got the nod. That'll bring up a second down and 10.
No gain on the play, second and 10.
Ace Taylor checks into the game. He's a tackle, defensive end, and a tight end. And right now some personnel issues as the offense is yelling at the sidelines. They need a man, and here comes Devon Garner-Egan's. And now the Swordsmen have to burn a timeout. 3:23 left in the first quarter. The Swordsmen leading by a touchdown, 14-7. We'll step aside. Thanks for being with us.
Of angels appeared above my head. They sang to me this song of hope, and this is what they said. They said, come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, baby.
Both these teams coming into this Angeles League matchup with 1-1 records. Zepeda now joins Melendez in the backfield. Play action, good protection. Castaneda fires, and that pass will fall incomplete. He was looking for Zepeda.
Complete on the far side.
And Dylan Booth was defending on the play. And that brings up a third down at midfield. Nate Calderon checks out of the game. And Zepeda out of the shotgun. Arroyo, the man in motion. Zepeda blocking downfield. Castaneda, a strike to Zepeda. And that'll be enough for a first down. So the Swordsmen able to move the chains and get a fresh set of 4 as they get it down inside the 40. Maddox Manuel, the senior cornerback, defending on the play. Spotted on the 38-yard line. We're now just inside 3 minutes left here in the first quarter. 14-7 Swordsman. You're watching CIF Southern Section Football live here on the Live Like Jack Foundation YouTube channel. Pitch to Melendez. Gets around the edge. Hammers a defender and gets tackled as he gains the 30. Made contact with the junior Jalen Wilson and able to get around that would-be tackle. And that'll be good for a gain of 9.
Down to the Paraclete 30-yard line. Second down, 2.
Well, not such a generous spot. They mark him on the 30. And it brings up a second down and 2. And now they're going to mix it up as they bring in Ty Bowers at the running back position. 3 backs in the backfield for the Swordsmen. Bowers, and they're blocking for Bowers, and he finds his seam and picks up the first down as he gets to the 25.
Down to about the 25.
Charles Milner in on the stop.
Chaz Milner on the stop. First down, Swordsman. 25-yard line.
First and 10, St. Paul at the 25 as we approach 1.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Glad you could be with us. Spread the word if you're in Lancaster. You saved the drive and you're watching it live on the Live Like Jack YouTube channel. Bowers gains the edge, gets inside the 15 and plows his way down inside the 10-yard line. So this defense is being tested right now. And once again, the big man, Charles Milner, saving the touchdown. And a penalty marker down. Lance Rosenkrantz, our referee. And that'll be a hold and bring it back to the 35-yard line. So that sets up the Swordsmen with the 1st and 20.
Make it first and 20 from the 35. Number 16, Julio Castaneda.
1 minute left. First quarter action. Swordsman on top by a touchdown. Bowers is the deep back. Bowers gets the nod. Bowers finds a hole and goes ahead and gets a good chunk of that back. Gain of 8 will bring up a second down and 12. And with the clock moving and 40 seconds left, we'll see if the Swordsmen can get another offensive play here in the first quarter. Mike Machete calling an excellent game thus far tonight. Arroyo in tight in the slot on the right side, now in motion. Play action to Melendez. Castaneda hits Arroyo, who's down to the 25-yard line, and that'll be good for a couple. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. So after 12 minutes of play, the Swordsmen 14. The Spirits 7.
From the 24. And that is the end of the first quarter.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by our friends at Saylor Law Firm. If you've been injured in an accident, these are the professionals you want on your team. When you need it done right, and you need it done now, this is the winning team you want working for you. Call this number for a free consultation. And by L.B. Johnson, Ace Hardware, right here in the city of Santa Fe Springs. They have the materials and the tools to get the job done, no matter how big or small it might be. Plumbing, electrical, bolts, as well as some of the best tools in the world with brand names like DeWalt, Rigid, Irwin, Milwaukee, 3M, and more. Head over to 10294 Norwalk Boulevard in Santa Fe Springs for all your hardware needs. So we start the second quarter. The Swordsmen faced with a third down and just inside 10 yards. That one intercepted. Deflected at the line of scrimmage, and Castaneda is intercepted by a man who's been electric tonight. That's the sophomore Dylan Booth. 2 great catches. He's effective on defense, and now he has an interception, which stops the Swordsmen in their tracks. And for the Paraclete Spirits, they've had 2 possessions tonight. The first one, they turned the ball over on downs inside their own territory, which led to the Swordsman touchdown. And then they easily moved the ball, passing it up the field to Booth from Souls on their second possession, and punched it in the end zone with the Souls keeper. And right now, they get the ball on their own 26-yard line. Brown in the backfield. Souls running the offense. Green is the man in motion. Brown with the counter. And he's stacked up as he gets out to the 30-yard line. Garner Egan's leading the way on defense. And it was actually Adrian Jones, the man in motion. You're watching CIF Southern Section Football right here on the Live Like Jack YouTube channel. We're going to have exciting action every Friday night. Glad you could be with us tonight. I'm Fred Salas, and I am the president of the Live Like Jack Foundation. Thanks for joining us. 2nd down and 7 from the 29. Bad snap, short hop. Brown able to cover, and Aquarius Moore, who's been busy tonight in the first half on defense, makes the tackle. Brown not able to go anywhere with a big man on him. Clock moving, 10 minutes, 50 seconds left in this first half. And let's give a shout out to the St. Pius X Raiders who are watching us tonight. And again, if you're just joining us new to the Live Like Jack channel, I invite you to click and subscribe. We are one camera shoot, but we're going to bring you the best picture content and audio content that we can. Souls on 3rd down. And that pass incomplete. In and out of the hands of Booth. And Dylan isn't going to let too many slip by his hands. He's been a big playmaker all season long, and he's been a playmaker tonight, but not that time. So that brings out Brett Byrne, the senior punter, who will kick it away. Orlando Zapata, who had a nice return on the kickoff, brought back by a penalty, is standing back at his own 40. And he's going to take it on the run. Zapata, positive yards on the return, and gets in sweet field position as he gets inside the Paraclete 35. No flags. So I'll tell you what, that's as good as a turnover as the Swordsmen take over on the Paraclete 34. 10 minutes, 5 seconds left here in the second quarter. Nate Calderon checks into the game. Dylan Arroyo, both men on the right side. Castaneda hands off to Melendez. He cuts it back and gets inside the 30. Gain of 4 yards on first down. Brings up a second down and 6. Somebody told me a couple months ago, I'm too old to be an organ donor. And I said, you know what? That's not true. As long as organs are viable, they can be transferred and transplanted in a waiting patient. And just so you throw out some numbers, 114,000 people waiting for an organ donation right now in the United States. Here we go, second down and 6. Inside give, Garner Egan's picks up a first down as he gets inside the 24 and down to the 23. Fresh set of 4 downs for St. Paul. And unlike a week ago against Loyola, they've been mixing it up and moving the football tonight. The sophomore Isaiah Cota checks in. And he's in the backfield, along with Matthew Quintero, the senior. And Melendez is the deep back. On 1st and 10. And the first back through is Isaiah Cota, his first carry of the night. Gain of 4, bring up a second down. Well, they gave him 5. Second down and 5 now. We've got 8 minutes left here in the first half. Garner Egan's blocking for this man, Melendez. And Melendez inside the 5, hammers his way down inside the 1, and he's in for the touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown for Christian Melendez. His 11th touchdown of the season. He came into the game with 88 carries and 644 yards with a 7-yard average. That one good for 18. And he's got his 11th score in the 2023 season. Navalta, and the kick is good. So the Swordsmen with a 2-touchdown lead with 7:55 left in the second quarter, and it's 21-7. So what a big difference a week makes for St. Paul, as the defense for the Swordsmen last week against a very solid Loyola football program. They ran out of gas in the second half, and the offense couldn't move the football, so they were out on the field most of the game. And tonight, the offense able to strike first and strike fast. 2 quick scores to take a 14-0 lead before Paraclete was able to get on the board with their quarterback, Tyler Souls, who moved the football effectively to Dylan Booth on 2 big plays for big chunks of yardage before Bowles, or I should say Souls, was able to get into the end zone. And, of course, Paraclete, a week ago, a very tough overtime loss to St. Francis. 21-28 was the final. And again, a short kick for the Swordsmen, taken by Brown at the 25. Make that Green at the 25, and Green finds a nice seam and a nice return. Eric Green with a 15-yard kickoff return. Good field position for the Spirits on what is now their fourth possession of the night. 7:47 left here. Second quarter action. Glad you could be with us. You're watching CIF Southern Section Football live right here on the Live Like Jack YouTube channel. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have some great information for you, a couple special messages, and we hope you'll stick around. Brown the lone setback. Souls out of the shotgun. On first down, play action, swing pass. And coming up to make the stop quickly was Josiah Laffery. Pass was complete to Adrian Jones, but he was tackled immediately. And that was actually a lateral, and they're going to lose 6 yards on that play and bring up a second down and 16.
22, Josiah Lavery. Ball is down at the 35. Loss of 5 on the play. Second down and 15.
From the 34. Big bruising back. Tyler Neal has checked into the ball game. He's in the backfield, and he's looking for a reception over the middle. Instead, Souls goes to the outside. And once again connecting with Booth for a completion. They get a big chunk of that back. So it's on the 45. It's third down and 5. Big play for both teams. 21-7 our score. 6:48 left in the first half. Neal stays in the backfield. There to block, pass is caught and complete. That'll be good enough for a first down. Great execution, great blocking for Paraclete. And Souls once again connecting with Dylan Booth. I talked about Booth. He came into the game with just 10 receptions, 231 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Unofficially, I have him with 4 receptions tonight. First and 10 from the 39. Neal stays in the backfield. That pass is thrown, and it's caught for the touchdown. Souls connecting with Adrian Jones, the sophomore. And the fans yelling out, those that trekked from Lancaster to Santa Fe Springs, and Jones, his third touchdown on the season. He came into the game with 22 receptions. He's got a big one right there. And now has eclipsed the 400-yard mark in receptions and a 17-yard average this year. Kick by Richard Diaz is good. Now we've got a ball game. 6 minutes, 5 seconds left in the first half. It's 21-14. All right, Rich Vasquez, we can get a shout out for the 20-year anniversary of the 2003 St. Paul Swordsman Mission League champions. And for all you Swordsman and Spirits fans, thanks for joining us tonight. The Live Like Jack Foundation appreciates your support, appreciate you watching. Again, I invite you to go to the shortcut LLJGolf.com, hit live broadcast, see what we're all about and what we're doing. And if you're not an organ donor, Go to the donation page on the livelikejackfoundation.org website. One of the same, LLJgolf.com, where we debunk all the myths about organ donation and why people don't sign up. And, of course, there is a button there for you to click if you'd like to join the millions who are organ donors in the United States. 20 people pass away in the United States every day because there's not enough organs to go around. Kick by Diaz is taken at the 11-yard line. This is Bowers looking for a block, gets a block. Up the near sideline, no flags as he gets across midfield and is down inside the 45-yard line. Excellent return by Ty Bowers of 39 yards. Make that 44 yards. And if you are new to the Live Like Jack Foundation channel, just so you know, we are almost a one-man band. I produce, direct, and announce, play-by-play. My camera operator, Fox Sports camera operator, Paul Abazadeh, is my technical director, my audio engineer, my cameraman, and a whole lot more. So thank you, Paul, for tonight. From the 45, 1st and 10. Play action. Castaneda looking deep, throwing deep, looking for Lemus, and it falls incomplete. Make that Calderon, who is racing up the near sideline, and that's something that the Swordsmen have not done all season since the young sophomore Gabriel Castaneda took over this offense, is stretch the defense by throwing it deep down the field. He struck twice deep tonight, with pass completions, one for a touchdown and one down inside the 5 down to the 2 to Arroyo. But stretching that defense and trying to connect with Calderon is very important because it opens up so many other opportunities. 2nd and 10. And a timeout by the Swordsmen.
Timeout on the field. Timeout, St. Paul.
That's our beautiful boy, Jack Salas, my wife in the background, Jessica Salas, at a Kings game, Staples Center. He loved hockey, loved the Kings, loved the Ducks. On 2nd and 10, Christian Melendez plowing his way straight ahead. That'll be good for a 3-yard gain. Busy man on defense for Paraclete, Charles Milner, the senior, making the stop. Hard to run around that big man. We approach 5 minutes left in the first half. From the 42, 3rd down and 7. Castaneda screenplay. Zepeda's got the first down and a lot more. He's got the wheels down inside the 25-yard line. Lost the football after he was down. And that'll move the chains. Down to the 22, inside 5 minutes left, and the St. Paul Swordsmen are back in business. And right now, head coach Mike Machete, if you were with us in the open, he won a championship as a quarterback at the La Mirada Matadors, or for the La Mirada Matadors, and then came back years later as a head coach and won another championship And he pulled that play, that screenplay, out of the St. Paul playbook from the 70s. On 1st and 10, Melendez straight ahead, positive yards down to the 15. Gain of 8. This is an Angeles League game. Both teams coming in with 1-1 records. Playoff implications on the line tonight. No team wants to go down at 1-1 to be 1-2 in this league. Of course, the Swordsmen have Cathedral, and then, of course, a very tough game. They close the season out against St. Francis. And for Paraclete, as a whistle is blown. Paraclete will face off at Loyola, which they too have had some very tough opponents this year, so their record is not indicative of how good they are, as St. Paul found out a week ago. And then Paraclete will wrap up their season, at least the regular season, against Crespi. So 3 consecutive road games coming up for Paraclete, and it's not going to get any easier after tonight. Right now, they're within striking distance as they call a timeout with 3:33 left in the second quarter, and it's a 21-14 game.
When I ruled the world.
And here we go. Second down. 8 yards to go. Hand to Melendez, and not a lot of room there. Great job defensively coming in to make the stop. Brett Byrne, the senior. And Byrne has had an outstanding season. The defensive end. And no gain on the play. We approach 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And you saw a moment ago Jack rock climbing at the old ESPN zone in Anaheim, downtown Disney. That was the number one thing he wanted to do and loved doing. On third down, Castaneda fires incomplete, looking for Zepeda, but he was blanketed by Adrian Jones, the sophomore. And on fourth down, the Swordsman will elect to go for a field goal. So in comes Abraham Navalta. And they spot it on the 27, or Zepeda will spot on the 27 for a 37-yard attempt. And Paraclete jumped off sides, but he hits it. Kick is good. There was no flag. The Spirits were a little early on that one. No whistle, no flag. And the Swordsman will take the kick and the 10-point advantage with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left. Swordsman coming in with a 3-4 overall record. Very tough schedules. Paraclete coming in with a 6-1 record. They too had a tough schedule, but they executed early on. Again, a heartbreaking loss in overtime last week to St. Francis, which is the final game after Cathedral on October 27th. And we may have that game for you right here on the Live Like Jack YouTube channel. And another pooch kick, and that one's going to sail out of play. Penalty marker will come in. And that'll leave the Spirits with great field position and plenty of time to work with. 2:39. Goal spotted on the 35. And Tyler Souls and this Spirit offense will go back to work. Hy Brown coming out of the backfield. Adrian Jones busy tonight. Eric Green busy. Dylan Booth outstanding. Big chunks of yardage tonight. Big plays for Booth out of the wide receiver position. Who we haven't heard from tonight is Isaiah Solis making a big play hit. And Solis has been a playmaker this season. 10 receptions, just 1 touchdown on the season. Spotted at the 35. And Tyler Souls out of the shotgun. Brown is back in the backfield. Green in the slot on the left. Souls with time on the keeper. Slides down at the 40-yard line. That'll be good for a 5-yard gain. And making sure he didn't go any further was Joseph Laffery.
Joseph Laffery on the stop. Second down and 6.
Good crowd on hand here at the pit on the campus of Santa Fe Springs St. Paul High School. They gave him 4, second down and 6. Lots of time. Souls fires near side. Pass is caught. Nice play and catch by Isaiah Solis. Right on cue, I talk about him. And he makes the play, and he was chopped down quickly by Jacob Ramos, the senior corner. But that was enough for a fresh set of downs for Paraclete. Now inside 2 minutes.
Number 1 is Tyler Souls, quarterback.
Souls once again out of the shotgun, fires downfield, falls incomplete. Once again looking for Solis, the junior wideout. Stops the clock with 1 minute, 37 seconds. And again, as we get to halftime, stick with us. I got a very important message from our friends over at PassItOn.com. That's about 90 seconds. If you're enjoying what you're watching right now, compliments of the Live Like Jack Foundation, I'd like you to stick around and watch that 90-second message. From the 45, it's second down and 10. Souls sacked. Big play for the Swordsman, and even bigger play for the big man, Mikael Piper, the junior defensive tackle, able to get penetration, and a timeout taken by Paraclete with 1:27 left in the first half. And they're faced with a third down and 16. We'll stay right here. The Swordsmen came into tonight's game with 29 sacks. They've got 3 tonight unofficially. And the first for Mikael Piper on the 2023 season. A big down for the Spirits with 1:27 left in the first half. Souls looking downfield, fires wide open, passes caught. Paraclete down inside the 10-yard line, and that's Green with the catch. And setting up the Spirits with the 1st and goal down at the 8. And what a great job by Tyler Souls to have the patience. And a great pattern by Eric Green to get open, wide open, and put the Paraclete Spirits in business inside the 10. Clock moving now, 1 minute left. Pitch out, Brown cuts back inside the 5. Second down. Gain of a yard.
5 yards for Brown down to the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal.
And another timeout.
Timeout. Paraclete.
We'll step aside. Watch my.
Gathering of angels appeared above my head. They sang to me this song of hope, and this is what they said. They said, come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, baby. Come sail.
And here we go. 2nd down and goal from just inside the 4-yard line. Brown is the lone setback. Out of the shotgun is Souls. 30 seconds left. Pressure, fires, incomplete. No flag. Pass was intended for Brown. Just out of his reach. And that brings up a 3rd down and goal. So the Swordsmen holding on to a 10-point advantage, 24-14.
3rd down goal from the 3.
Third down. Booth split to the left. Keep your eyes on that man. Number 18 on the outside, and now a timeout.
Timeout Swordsman.
Last timeout for St. Paul. And we'll stay right here. Let you enjoy some of the live action from the crowd. Big play for both teams. 24-14. Spirits trying to get another touchdown on the board. Tossing it over the head of a wide open Brown in the end zone. Now decision time for Paraclete. John Perez. You know, you had an opportunity to get into the end zone. Do you take the field goal and make it a one-score game? Or do you go for it and risk not getting in and keep it at a double-digit lead? Tyler Souls is going to go to the sidelines. So Diaz is going to come in and try what will be a 21-yard field goal. And the left-footed kicker should be routine. And it is. So the Spirits, with less than 2 minutes, able to drive down the field, get inside the 5, and put 3 points on the board. And there's a flag on the field. Lance Rosenkrantz, right now, if he's having a conversation with John Perez, that could mean it's against the Swordsmen. Get him half the distance to the goal line, take the points off the board, and try and get a touchdown. And here's the call. Running into the kicker. It remains 4th down. Half the distance. And they're going to go for it. So the points come off the board. It's a 24-14 game. There's 33 seconds left. And they hand it to the big man. Is he in? He's pushing, and I don't know if he got it. He didn't get in. Tyler Neal was the ball carrier. And that was an expensive choice for Paraclete, because instead of making it a one-possession game, trailing by 7, they trail by 10. Well, you know, not to worry, Paraclete Spirits fans. Your team is moving the ball very effectively. There's basically 24 minutes left in the ball game when we move to the second half. And there will be ample opportunity to put more points on the board. Swordsmen have to get it out of their own end zone. And they're going to do it with some help from the Spirits. Jumping off sides was Charles Milner. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty and help out the Swordsmen. Last week, when the Swordsmen had the ball inside their own 5-yard line, Castaneda, that quarterback, rolled out only to be sacked in the backfield. Or I believe it was a pitch out, and the Swordsmen were tackled in the end zone. And Loyola was credited with the safety. Not a danger now as they can take the victory formation. No timeouts left. And the Swordsmen will take a 10-point lead in at halftime. 24-14 over the Paraclete Spirits. As you see the final seconds winding down. As we start the third quarter, the Swordsmen will receive back deep as Bowers and Zepeda. Arroyo is a short man at the 25. Diaz will kick off for Paraclete. 24 minutes. One of these teams is going to be 2-1 in the Angeles League when it's all said and done tonight. 10-point advantage for the Swordsmen. They lead 24-14. You're watching CIF Southern Section Football live right here on the Live Like Jack Foundation YouTube channel. Squib kick taken at the 32 and covered. No return on that play for Christian Melendez, who's had a stellar night tonight. Then I mentioned Paul Abizade. He is the Live Like Jack camera operator. More than a decade with Fox Sports, Bally Sports, myself included, as a play-by-play announcer. But we are pretty much a two-man band here. No stats. We only have one camera. But we believe our content is rich. You enjoy it. We bring you the play-by-play. And we call an unbiased game. So kick back and enjoy. And thanks for joining us. Melendez is the deep back. Ramos the man in motion. Swordsmen start on the ground on first down, and Melendez gets around the edge. Melendez, it's a foot race, is inside the 20, and he's forced out of bounds by Jalen Wilson, who saved the touchdown. No penalties. A 60-yard run for Christian Melendez. And rightfully so, coming to the sideline to get a breather.
That is about a 60-yard gain for Melendez. First and goal for the Swordsmen from the 8-yard line.
So it's first and goal, St. Paul. Spotted on the 8. Bowers is the deep back. Bowers gets the nod, and he'll get down to the 5-yard line.
Down to about the 5.
And our officials tonight, Lance Rosenkrantz is our referee. Our umpire is Joe Lloyd. Dan Kaminsky is the head linesman. The line judge is Joel Kerban. And the back judge is James Grace. All outstanding CIF Southern Section officials. We are fortunate to have them for this big game tonight. Second and goal from the 5. Swordsman. Third play from scrimmage to open up the second half. Just joining us, a 60-yard run by Melendez. And the Swordsman goes straight ahead, trying to get into the end zone with Isaiah Cota. And he'll get it down to the 1.
Grinds it for about 4.
And for those of you who stepped aside at halftime, welcome back. You were watching live CIF Southern Section football action at the pit. St. Paul High School campus, the city of Santa Fe Springs. We're about 17 miles southeast as Bowers gets into the end zone. That's a Swordsman touchdown. Southeast of Los Angeles. Ty Bowers on the ground. And for Bowers, that's his third rushing touchdown of the season. And the Swordsmen have opened up a 16-point advantage. And again, the field goal team short on personnel. Tempers flaring on the sidelines as Ace Taylor finally gets in. They may make it within the play clock. Navalta on to add the extra point. And flag down. Kick was no good. Offsides on the defense. Swordsman special teams running off the field, and Coach Massetti's saying, wait, a defensive penalty. You get a second chance at it. Zepeda's the holder. And again, if you're just joining us for the first time, click and subscribe. Live Like Jack YouTube channel to watch CIF Southern Section football live on Friday nights. That kick is up, splits the uprights. And it's 31-14 with 10 minutes, 28 seconds left. So a 17-point advantage for the Swordsmen. They take the opening drive, and the electric play on that drive was the 60-yard run by Christian Melendez. And that electric drive resulting in a touchdown. Unofficially 5 plays, covering 68 yards. As I mentioned, it doesn't get any easier for Paraclete. Next up is at Loyola, and then finishing the regular season at Crespi. St. Paul Cathedral at Cathedral, and then back here at the pit against St. Francis. That ball chased down at the 18-yard line. And a short return by Green. So Eric Green with a 2-yard return.
Stopped by Anthony Osorio.
And Paraclete will put it in play on their own 22.
Ball is placed at the 22-yard line. First and 10, Paraclete. Gotta give a shout out to 82 alumni Fred Salas for coming and streaming the football game so you can see it on his YouTube channel, Live Like Jack. Thank you. Thank you, Fred.
Greg Governale giving me kudos over the PA system. We appreciate that, Greg. Thanks for the shout out. You're watching CIF Southern Section Football live on the Live Like Jack YouTube channel. Souls fires, Bass is caught. That'll be good for a couple. Swarming defense by St. Paul. Able to hold Adrian Jones, a sophomore receiver, to a short gain. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 as Jones able to get out to the 25. Inside 10 minutes left in the third quarter, just underway, second half action. I'm Fred Salas. I'm the president of the Live Like Jack Foundation. We're certainly glad you're with us and enjoying this one. Lots of football left. 2nd down and 7. Souls again, lots of time. Guns it over the middle, post pattern, and that pass is caught. And who else? Dylan Booth, who's been electric this season. And another great catch, and that'll move the chains as he stretched it out to the 39.
Tackled by Zepeda. 38-yard line. 39-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 39. Kai Brown in the backfield. 4 wide receivers set. Brown gets the nod. Gets to the outside, then cuts it back inside. That'll be a gain of 5. And a nice play. Coming in to make the stop, Josiah Laffery. And there is a penalty marker down. Holding, says Lance Rosenkrantz. And that'll back him up 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So just as the Spirits get moving with some momentum, they are stopped by a penalty. And on a quick post pattern, very difficult to hold on a play like that, as Tyler Souls was able to get the quick release out of the shotgun and connect with Booth, only to have it erased. It remains 1st down and 15 to go now. Souls guns it again, same play. And Adrian Jones makes the catch. Got a lot of that back. In fact, got all of it back and more. Gain of 11. And I love the quick release by the quarterback, Tyler Souls. 2nd down. Another quick release. And another great tackle, this time Isaiah Solis with a catch and getting chopped down once again by Jacob Ramos. Ramos, the two-way man, wide receiver, and left corner for the Swordsmen. And Isaiah Solis a little slow getting up this time. Solis came into the game with 10 receptions. Unofficially, I have him at 3 tonight. Nevertheless, they're in St. Paul territory at the 49, 1st and 10. Souls under pressure, throws it upfield, and once again looking for Solis, and that falls incomplete. 7:18 left in the third quarter. A 17-point advantage for St. Paul. We're going to go back to the end of the first half where There was an opportunity for Paraclete to get into the end zone. Souls missed a wide open Kai Brown in the end zone. They kicked a field goal. There was a penalty against the Swordsmen. They accepted that penalty and put the offense back out there, only to not make it on 4th and goal from the 2. 2nd and 10. Backside pursuit. Souls didn't see it coming. 4th sack of the night tonight, and this time the speedster Matthew Quintero, the outside linebacker, making the stop. And that one hurt. So Paraclete backed up now. They'll lose 6 on the play. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 16, now inside 17, or I should say 7 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. But not to worry, Paraclete can strike from anywhere. And they've proven that here tonight. Big chunks of yards between the quarterback Tyler Souls and Dylan Booth. And Booth is going to be a good one. The sophomore, the agility, the patterns, the hands. He's been lighting it up tonight. 3rd down and 16. And a procedure penalty again. So the penalty's not helping Paraclete tonight. 3rd down and 21. They need a lot of yardage. Pass is caught. Once again, Eric Green with the catch. And just when you needed it most on a 3rd down and 21, Tyler Souls hooks up with Eric Green, and it's a 1st down and a fresh set of downs for Paraclete. Spotted on the 25. 1st and 10, Spirits. Another pass, wide open, Green, touchdown. A 25-yard strike. Tyler Souls to Eric Green. Back-to-back connections. Good for over 60 yards of offense on 2 consecutive plays. And a total breakdown by the secondary of the Swordsmen. (31-20) now. Diaz on to add the extra point. And that kick is good, and we're back to a 10-point game. Then I told you, Paraclete fans, not to worry. This offense has led you to 6 wins this season. And you could have had a 7th win and remained undefeated, save for the overtime loss to a very good St. Francis football team. But this offense has been, again, I'll say it, outstanding this year. Scoring 183 points coming into the game, 21 tonight. So they have scored 204 points on the season and given up 112. And that's including tonight's 31 to the Swordsmen. Zepeda and Bowers back deep. Diaz will put it in play. Another squib kick. Taken at the 33. Once again, Christian Melendez covering. He tried to short hop it, but played it safe and covered the football. Either way, good field position for the Swordsmen to start off on their second drive of the second half. 5:44 left here in the third quarter. And you're watching Angeles League football, CIF Southern Section football live right here on the Live Like Jack channel. If you haven't already done so, click and subscribe. More sports action coming your way on 1st and 10. Melendez, big yardage on 1st down. He gains 11. And he's coming off a 60-yard run to open up the second half. Swordsman able to put it in the end zone. Take a 17-point lead. They'd like to put some more points on the board and do it on the ground to run this clock down. Ramos in motion. Melendez again. Tripped up underneath. Great tackle by Jalen Williams, the senior. Able to grab Melendez by the ankles, but not before he gained 4. 2nd down and 6. Spotted on the 48. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Lemus in tight. Motions over to the left side. Garner Egan's blocking for Melendez, and more positive yards as Melendez and the Swordsmen move into Paraclete territory. And get it down to the 47. Brings up a 3rd down and 1. Isaiah Cota checks into the game along with Matthew Quintero. They will go with the triple back I formation. First back through is going to pick up a 1st down, Isaiah Cota. And he gets inside the 45-yard line down to the 42.
Gain of about 5. 1st down, Swordsman.
And a fresh set of downs for St. Paul. Triple I formation once again. Blocking out in front, Melendez. Down to the 38. Gain of 4. And this was historically, this is what the Swordsmen do. They run the football. They've done that since the 60s on through the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and into the 21st century. Grind the clock, run the ball. Grind the clock, run the ball. On 2nd down. Bowers gets the nod, gets down inside the 35. That'll bring up a 3rd down and short. Not this time. First back through once again was Isaiah Cota. So decision time for St. Paul. They've got a 10-point advantage. They'll actually lose about a half a yard. It'll be 4th down. And bring up a 4th down. Well, he lost a yard. Bring up a 4th down and 3. And I mentioned a moment ago, this rivalry started in 2009. St. Paul won. It was a non-league game, 21-7. Then 9 years later, 9 seasons later, 2018, Paraclete won 34-27 again in a non-league game. And then last year, their 3rd ever meeting, St. Paul won in an Angeles League game 17-6. Right now, they lead it by 10, 31-21. Castaneda rolling out, dumps it. Near side, pass is complete. Ramos has got the first down. He's tied up as he gets to the 30. And a good job by Castaneda on the naked bootleg to connect with Jacob Ramos. And on fourth down, the St. Paul Swordsmen hold on to the football and get another fresh set of 4. 1 minute left in the third quarter. This is definitely a breakout game, win, lose, or draw for the quarterback. The sophomore Gabriel Castaneda, again, one of Jack's close friends at Murphy Ranch. They'd both be 16. Well, Jacobs, I should say, Castaneda is 16. Now, as he hands off to Melendez. And everybody at the Live Like Jack Foundation is certainly proud of that young quarterback. 30 seconds left, third quarter action. And I don't know if they're not going to try and get another playoff. And we will move to the fourth quarter as the Swordsmen have a 10-point advantage. They have the football, and we start the fourth. It'll be second down and 6 on the Paraclete 27. And tonight's game is being brought to you by our friends at Saylor Law Firm. Have you been injured in an accident? These are the professionals you want on your team when you need it done now and you need it done right. This is the winning team you want to work for you, that you want working for you. Call that number for a free consultation. And by LB Johnson Ace Hardware, right here in the city of Santa Fe Springs. They have the materials and the tools to get the job done, no matter how big or small it might be. Plumbing, electrical, bolts, as well as some of the best tools in the world with brand names like DeWalt, Rigid, Irwin, Milwaukee, 3M, and more. Head over to 10294 Norwalk Boulevard in Santa Fe Springs for all your hardware needs. And tonight we have Paraclete and the Swordsmen, both 1-1 in the Angeles League. Paraclete Spirits came into the game 6-1 overall. Swordsmen 3-4 overall. But both teams vying for a playoff opportunity. The team that goes 2-1 after tonight is going to have the best chance to advance to the postseason. Second down and 6. Melendez straight ahead and close to another first down as he gets to the 21.
That was Melendez. 6-yard gain and a first down for the Swordsmen. 24.
Checking into the game, senior wide receiver Javier Alvarez, along with Josiah Laffery and brother Joseph Laffery. And that was enough for a first down, so it's 1st and 10 from the 21. Pitch back, Melendez with blocking out in front. He's chopped down as he crosses the 20-yard line. Nice tackle made by Savan Gentle. And the sophomore having a good night tonight on the line of scrimmage and making an excellent tackle on that play. Gain of 3 for Melendez. Second down and 7. Bowers now the deep back. Bowers couldn't get a block. Excellent defense. Man who's been busy at the line of scrimmage tonight defensively is Charles Milner, the senior. And they'll lose a yard, so they'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 for St. Paul. And again, the clock now becoming a nemesis for the Spirits. 10.5 minutes left in the 4th and final quarter. Paraclete trailing by 10. Castaneda rolling out. Pass is caught and then fumbled inside the 5 and covered by Paraclete. Now ruled incomplete. So that saves 3 points, or it would be 3 points, as Abraham Navalta will come on, the senior kicker, to attempt what will be a 36-yard field goal. And he's got it. So this is now a 13-point game. It remains a 2-score game. And it's 34-21 with 9:50 left in the ball game. Back deep for Paraclete is Jalen Wilson. Standing back inside his 5, but that's really a moot point. The Swordsmen never kick it deep. This taken at the 25, fumbled momentarily, and then finding a beautiful seam and getting out to the 41-yard line. Nice return for Paraclete, and that was Jacob Lopez on the return, who gets it out to the 41. And that spot just a little shy of where that play originally indicated. 9:45 left here in the fourth quarter in regulation for Paraclete to try and move the football. They've been very effective. The running game absent, the passing game excellent tonight. Picked off. Souls was picked off. And having a huge game is Aquarius Moore, and he's still on his feet. It's a pick 6 for the big man. Unbelievable. 2 sacks and a pick 6 for the junior nose guard, Aquarius Moore. And he's going to want to watch that one 100 times over. Wow. And a hold, a penalty marker down. So that takes some shine off the shoe. But Aquarius Moore, and I mean big man, not only to snatch that one out of the air, but to rumble 30 yards and put it in the end zone. It's going to come back, so no pick 6. But 2 sacks tonight and an interception. He'll take it. Spotted on the 20, and the St. Paul offense. Points come off the scoreboard. The St. Paul offense will go back to work. That was huge. And a great break for Paraclete. They need to get a stop here. Inside handoff. Nice play. Good execution. And Devon Garner-Egan's the ball carrier. And a gain of 9 on first down. So right now, the Spirits have no answer for the running game for the Swordsmen. And a penalty marker coming in. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Swordsmen. So Lance Rosencrans, our referee tonight, making the call. But you know, one thing you have to do in a game like this is you can't be celebrating long before the clock expires. And you can't be yakking down to the line of scrimmage after ripping off 9 yards and giving it right back to them. I'm pretty certain that penalty was on the ball carrier, Devon Garner-Egan. So after ripping off 9, it cost them 15. Penalty assessed after the play. Spotted on the 27, it's second down. Melendez back into the ball game. Blocking out in front, but he's stopped after a short gain. Brett Byrne making the tackle. And Byrne having a great night, along with Charles Milner. Clock is moving. 8 minutes, 20 seconds left in this one. And a two-score game, and the Swordsmen have the football. And they are in control right now. 36-yard field goal tacked on 3 minutes ago. Abraham Navalta has been a pillar of success when it comes to kicking this season. Screenplay set up nicely. This is Zepeda, and Zepeda's chopped down inside the 20, stays on his feet and gets down inside the 15-yard line. He was chopped down and landed on a defender only to get back up and get down to the 5, and that'll move the chains. It'll be first and goal, St. Paul. Wow. That is one of the most outstanding offensive plays I've seen this season. And Castaneda took a late hit. So the ball's going to be spotted on the 3. It would have been a 15-yard penalty, but Zepeda was already down inside the 10, so it's marked halfway to the goal line. It's now first and goal Swordsman with 7.5 minutes left, and they lead by 13. Melendez walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Swordsman. And that might just put it away. So a slugfest, if you will, throughout 3 quarters. Some mistakes by the Spirits and some outstanding play by the Swordsmen. As the kick, the extra point, is blocked. And getting in there to do the job was Maddox Manuel, the senior. So it's a 19-point game. It's a 3-score game with 7 minutes and 25 seconds left. And Paraclete has their work cut out for them. And no matter who you are rooting for tonight, as the president of the Live Like Jack Foundation, I want to thank you for watching tonight. And I think one of the greatest benefits, only 2% of high school football players, in fact, it's less than 2%, it's 1.2%, will ever put on a uniform again after they graduate. So to have this archived indefinitely on the Live Like Jack YouTube channel and shortly on the livelikejackfoundation.org website is invaluable for them. And on the return, Stacy Gentle Jr. getting out to the 40-yard line. Swordsman slow in getting up. But the luxury for everybody that's participating in this game and their fans and family alike to be able to go back and watch this one over and over again at their leisure is priceless. And I'm Fred Salas, and I'm glad we could do that for you. And again, I ask you, are you an organ donor? That's what the Live Like Jack Foundation is all about. If your answer is yes, thank you. That's what it's about. If your answer is no, that's what the Live Like Jack Foundation is all about. I invite you to go to our website, livelikejackfoundation.org, or the shortcut LLJgolf.com. Go to our donor page and check it out. And if you're happy and satisfied with what you see and you want to help the 114,000 people currently on a list, become an organ donor on our website. Souls' pass was incomplete. He was looking for green, and they've connected in great fashion tonight. Or did he make the catch? He did. And their success continues, that connection. Booth waving to Souls and telling him, hey, listen, I'm on the left side, and I'm open on every play as they stretch that out to the 46 with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left in the ball game. Souls looks, fires deep, and that pass is caught. And this time it's Adrian Jones who made the catch. Penalty marker down. And I believe it's going to go, well, I'm not going to speculate. We'll wait for the call from our referee, Lance Rosenkrantz. Great execution, and Souls is having a great game. Tyler Souls. Defensive holding against the Swordsman. Penalty is declined. They'll take the play. And the catch, Souls to Adrian Jones, the sophomore wide receiver, who gets it down to the 30. Approaching 7 minutes left. 1st and 10 Spirits. Souls under pressure and sacked. That's 4 sacks for St. Paul tonight. Unofficially, Isaiah Cota, the senior defensive end, doing the job on that play. And they lose 6. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 16. And the Spirits for Paraclete running game is absent tonight. I believe, and again, unofficially, we don't have a statistician here at the foundation. Not yet. We only have one camera right now. But a timeout taken by Paraclete. And we'll step aside for a moment. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. On 2nd down, pressure coming from behind. Souls on the move, and he'll pick up positive yards getting inside the 30-yard line. Ran out of bounds with 6:13 left. In the 4th and final quarter. 3rd down and 7 now. Ball spotted on the 7, so they have to get inside the 20 to move the chains. They've got 2 downs to do it. Souls with time, fires, guns it, passes caught. And still on his feet and making a move down inside the 10. goes Isaiah Solis. And Solis with an outstanding play, and hope is still alive. There's still 6 minutes left in this game, albeit a 19-point margin. And I'll tell you, Tyler Souls, this quarterback, he can sling the rock, no doubt. Souls looking right, throws right. Corner of the end zone and incomplete. Zapata depending on the play. Green the intended target and jumping up and down. He thought he was interfered with. But it looked pretty clean to the officials. And that'll bring up second down and goal from the 8. Good news, clock stops with 5:42 left. Next up for Paraclete. They're at Loyola, 3 road games. First one beginning tonight, then they finish up the regular season at Crespi for St. Paul. They can get away with a win here tonight. They go to LA to take on Cathedral and then back home to finish up the regular season against St. Francis. Brown on the backfield, trips to the right. Souls looking to the right, now running to the left. He's going to keep it. Souls, touchdown. Tyler Souls get into the end zone with 5:36 left in the ball game. And he cuts into that lead. It's now a 13-point game. And it makes sense for the offense to go for 2 to make it an 11-point game, so it's a 2-possession game. They could kick a field goal and a touchdown with a 2-point conversion. Instead, with an extra point, and that would have tied it, with an extra point, they'll have to score 2 touchdowns. And, of course, they'll have to get the ball back. Diaz, the left-footed kicker, splits the uprights. 40-28 with 5:36 left.
Swordsmen on 40. Paraclete 28.
And you are watching CIF Southern Section Football right here on the Live Like Jack Foundation YouTube page. Thanks for joining us. Good crowd on hand here in Santa Fe Springs at the Pit on the campus of St. Paul High School. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I believe we peaked at 248 live viewers. And what's great about these games, again, as I mentioned, the luxury of being able to go back and review them and see them indefinitely, well, for many years to come at least, is that coverage is a great Angeles League matchup like this within 30 minutes of us going off the air. Usually get about 1,000 views. And if you look at the Live Like Jack channel, you can see that a lot of games have in excess of 2,000 views. So Diaz will put it in play. There was a penalty after the PAT, and they kick it short. And there's a penalty marker down as Paraclete was offsides. It was covered by the Swordsman. Nice heads-up play up front, the hands team, Christian Melendez. That's his 3rd kickoff return with no gain, but he's got the hands, and he's got the prowess to cover it up. And protect the football. So that backs them up 5 more. Diaz, the onside kick, gets by one man. It's not going to get by Jacob Ramos. And now here's the problem for Paraclete. With the onside kick after the penalty, 2 penalties, 2 consecutive penalties, one on special both on special teams. The Swordsmen get the football deep in Paraclete territory. Well, on the 37. They've got a great running game. They lead by 12. It's a two-score game. And they can seal the deal if they can just move the football on the ground or get another touchdown on the board. Melendez, the deep back on first down. He's got blocking in front of him, and the crowd is moving the defense backwards. Tyler Neal underneath it all, making the stop for the Spirits. And a special thank you to all you fans that are tuning in, whether it's on your smart TV, your cell phone, or your computer or laptop. All you fans in Lancaster that couldn't or didn't have an opportunity to get out to Santa Fe Springs, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. Castaneda taking his time. Young sophomore quarterback, really coming of age tonight. Melendez, leg tackled. This time Jacob Lopez underneath the pile. No gain on the play. Clock moving. 4.5 minutes left. Paraclete has 2 timeouts left. The Swordsmen have all of theirs. Clock is winding down. John Perez, head coach for Paraclete. Outstanding season. 6-0 going into St. Francis last week. Lost a heartbreaking overtime game, and right now they may be faced with their 2nd consecutive loss as there's a whistle on 3rd down. And procedure, so Swordsman moving in the wrong direction. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 11. But the clock wound down to inside 4 minutes now, 3:54. Clock now winding. Melendez gets around the edge, gets a lot of that back, and now a timeout called by John Perez, the head coach for Paraclete. He's pointing at the scoreboard that the clock was still moving. Highly unlikely there'll be any time put back, but there's 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in this one. 40-28. We'll step aside.
When I ruled the world.
Fourth down and 6. 3.5 minutes left after the timeout. 1 timeout left for Paraclete. Play action, Castaneda, and nearly intercepted. He was looking for Lemus. They tried to get it down the field, and it was nearly intercepted by Jacob Lopez. Either way, had he come up with it, unless he made a great return after the interception, they're actually going to have better field position now. They've got one timeout, 3 minutes and 21 seconds left. They trail by 12 points, and believe me, fans, Paraclete can score from anywhere on the field, and they can do it quickly. And if you were with us from the beginning, or if you just joined us after the first quarter, it was the Swordsmen who struck first and struck fast. 14 unanswered points for St. Paul after stopping Paraclete on downs, get into the end zone quickly, and then getting the ball right back and put it into the end zone. So Paraclete is equally talented. Safety in the corners are way back. 3 safeties, actually. Swing pass near side. This is Lopez. He cuts it back inside. I beg your pardon, that's Kai Brown coming out of the backfield. And he picks up 3. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Clock is moving. 3 minutes left. And keep an eye on number 18 at the bottom of your screen, lower right. He is the man that can go deep, and this is where Souls wants to go, but he holds on to the football and gets out to midfield, big yardage, and he's able to stop the clock as he bolts out of bounds. So perhaps a plan keeper for Tyler Souls as his number 1 target, Dylan Booth, cleared it out running deep up the near sideline. Great field position now on the 46, 2.5 minutes left. 1st and 10, Paraclete. Souls now looking. Nice pass and a good catch, good hands on the outside once again for Brown. Kristen Helton and Jaime Salgado, thank you for the kind words. 2nd down and 3. Souls has got some room. Souls inside the 30, and he'll be bumped out of bounds as he gets inside the 25. Orlando Zepeda may have saved a touchdown. Plenty of time left, 2:06. And you know what? It is all about love in life and moving forward. Think of a bright future and make it happen. Timeout. The final timeout. Oh, penalty marker down. And we'll get the call. Sideline warning. Both teams a sideline warning tonight, this time on Paraclete. And their sidelines isn't nearly as large as the depth that St. Paul has on the near sideline. But it was enough to draw a flag and back them up. Spotted on the 29. Brown in the backfield. Trips to the right. High snap. That's been happening all night, but Souls has been cool under pressure. That pass incomplete. Looking for Green, and he was defended nicely by Marcus Munoz, the junior safety. Good news, it stops the clock with 1:27 left. Penalty marker down. Head linesman Dan Kaminsky busy tonight. And if you're Paraclete, this is painful. 10-yard penalty with 1:27 left. You need to get into the end zone twice. From the 44, second down. And another penalty marker down. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Paraclete. That's coming from the bench. Head linesman Dan Kaminsky is doing his job, moving the chains, working the night, calling the appropriate penalties. But you can't mouth off to a CIF Southern Section official. It's not acceptable. And it will not be tolerated. And it's become very expensive on a great, or what was a great drive, as Souls, who's done it all tonight at the quarterback position, was able to get them all the way down to the 24. Now they're backed up to their own 41, and it's second down and forever. They need to get inside the 15 to move the chains. And Kristen Helton, I don't usually look at the messages coming over the chat, but I want to thank you, and God bless you as well. And keep fighting, Paraclete. Pass intended for Green over his head. Falls incomplete. Once again, Marcus Munoz defending on the play. And before we sign off tonight, want to make sure everybody is thinking positive going into this weekend. Have a great weekend, whatever you're doing, and be safe out there. I always tell my two oldest children, Jeffrey and Hannah, 24 and 23 respectively, head on a swivel. I've been telling that since they were kids. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't be looking down on your cell phone when you're out in public. Keep your head on a swivel and pay attention. On third down, Souls has to throw it downfield, throws it away, nobody home, and I don't think the officials are going to call an intentional grounding, but nobody within 10 yards of that pass. And now it's fourth down. So this is it. This is the ball game. And if you've been with us from the beginning, thank you. And our mission, again, to get as many people as possible registered as organ donors. Again, go to livelikejackfoundation.org sometime in the near future. Souls on fourth down. Lots of running room, but he's got forever to go, and he's going to concede. And some fighting out at the 29-yard line between two players. Paraclete's hostile and penalty markers coming in, and this is not the way you want to end what is now a new rivalry. Fourth time they've met. St. Paul is going to have the edge. They're going to have the 3-game-to-1 advantage. This is the fourth meeting. Started in 2009. Swordsman won, then 2018. Clock is going to wind down with a minute left. Penalty marker down. Pick up the flag, and I think the officials, in light of the hostilities out there, may let this one roll down. We'll wait and see. No, we will not sign off until this is completely done. So obviously some hard feelings. Remember, they played in 2009. Swordsman won that game. 2018, 2022. And they're going to keep the clock going. 19 seconds, 18 seconds. And for Lance Rosencrantz, Joe Lloyd, Dan Kaminsky, Joel Kerber, and James Grace. Thank you, Grace. You were great tonight. It was a good game. And wisely, they let the clock run out. The final score is going to read the Swordsmen 40, the Spirits of Paraclete High School 28. The Swordsmen will move up to 2-1 in the Angelus League. The Paraclete Spirits will move to 1-2. It doesn't get much easier for them. They'll be at Loyola, very tough place to play, and then at Crespi. Swordsmen next week will face off in Los Angeles at Cathedral, and then back here at the pit in Santa Fe Springs against St. Francis. And again, once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors tonight. Sailor Law Firm. If you've been injured in an accident, they're the professionals you want on your team. They get it done right, and they get it done now. This is the winning team you want working for you, so call for a free consultation. And by Ace Hardware, right here in the city of Santa Fe Springs. They have the materials and the tools to get the job done no matter how big or small it might be. Plumbing, electrical, bolts, as well as some of the best tools in the world. Check out Ace Hardware in Santa Fe Springs for all your hardware needs. Listen, for everybody behind the scenes, my wife, our Vice President, Jessica Vargas, our Executive Vice President, Dave Otta. And unfortunately, some fisticuffs at the end of this one between the players down on the field. The officials are off the field, so it's going to be up to the coaches to break it down. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail. Coaches will get their teams in order, send them back to the locker room. But the fourth meeting, the Swordsmen have the 3-1 advantage. This is now officially an Angelus League rivalry. The Paraclete Spirits and the St. Paul Swordsmen. And you don't want to see that after a game. You want to show class and get off the field. And I was mentioning for everybody at the Live Like Jack Foundation, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Click and subscribe if you haven't already done so. For my camera operator, who is also my technical director, my audio engineer, and the man that gets it done, Paul Abazade. Thank you, Paul. I'm Fred Salas. We're signing off from Santa Fe Springs. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.